Vladimir Putin's interview with Tucker Carlson is one of the most significant events of the beginning of 2024. It is the first meeting of the Russian president with a Western journalist after the start of the military operation on the territory of Ukraine. A lot of comments appeared on social networks, blogs and news outlets. Let's see what were the reactions to this event. So, the interview took place on February 6, 2024. The Russian president spoke to American journalist Tucker Carlson. The interview premiered on Tucker's streaming service and Twitter on February 8, 2024. In the first 3 days, the video of the interview racked up 14 million views on YouTube and 185 million views on Twitter. The highest number of posts were published on 9th of February. At that time, the messages were dominated by a positive tone. However, starting on 9th of February, the number of negative messages began to outnumber the positive ones. During the study period, there were almost equal numbers of positive and negative comments about the interview. However, negative comments about Tucker Carlson and the interview itself still predominate. Users noted the immorality of the meeting and the inability of the president to speak out. The journalist was accused of treason. At the same time, many users spoke favorably about Tucker and his journalism without censorship. Support for the journalist was expressed in their messages. It is worth noting that the gap between positive and negative feedback in North America is not large. However, the interview did not generate approval in the macro regions. Most countries in the Americas, Europe and Oceania viewed the interview negatively. In Asia and Africa, the tone of the messages was about the same. It is encouraging that the most positive results were obtained in Slovenia, Hungary, Serbia, and Greece. Let's look at reactions by gender. Men wrote twice as many posts about the interview as women. The majority of users who wrote about interviews are between the ages of 25 and 34. Among men, there are also many posts from people between 35 and 44 years old. Interestingly, both men and women wrote more positive messages than negative ones. Vladimir Putin's interview with Tucker Carlson was one example of the confrontation between the traditional left and right, globalists and conservatives, Republicans and Democrats. Opinions on the internet appeared to be almost equally divided. This indicates a crisis of communication between political forces and growing international tensions. It is interesting to note that many countries in Asia and Africa supported Tucker Carlson, who is a representative of anti-globalization forces. The results of watching the interviews reflect the opinions of people of different cultures, ages and genders. It is important to note that this active reaction allowed for discussions and analyses that helped to better understand the processes taking place in the world. The interview was a unique phenomenon that sparked debate and became a source of new discussions and public speeches. Have you watched the interview? What are your impressions?